Hey folks, it's me, John, JJB, Tin Man Views of NYC. There's my big black cube on the Astor Plaza, one of my favorite places. And I keep griping about this the last couple videos, although I haven't made very many recently, but I'm starting to make some again, a little more often. And it's still in jail. I still haven't gotten a good answer. Maybe I haven't asked the right people, but it's been a couple of months now, and it doesn't look like they're going to let anybody spin the cube. You know, I got a feeling they're going to do this maybe permanently, have these little gates around there. I don't know. Maybe they don't want... I heard from a Village Alliance guy along the plaza here that, you know, about a month ago or more, that it was just going to be removed because it wasn't safe or something. And you know, I'm pretty sure it's safe. You know, it's been put here with a permanent base, so it would be safe, because the way it was before as a sculpture, temporary supposedly, well, for like 25 years they never did anything about it. It actually had a slight wobble to it, but it was still safe, and no one ever had a problem, and it never, you know, no accidents or anything ever happened. Then they took it away when they were going to build this nice new wonderful plaza here that we have, you know, for the public to kind of enjoy, instead of like it used to have 2 lanes of traffic right here. If I walk right over here a little further, like right here, this was actually a road. There were actually two lanes of traffic that came right through the plaza and would continue, and it would blend with the 8th Street, which is right there. It would blend into that traffic, which goes right over to 3rd Avenue there. That's Astor Place. And then on the other side of the avenue is St. Mark's Place, where I live, as you folks may know, because I say that a lot. And I only live about a half block from here. So anyway, I still haven't figured out what this... I have figured out what this is. What am I talking about? I finally asked, what is this? And it's a little... They put this up just the other day. It's probably just going to be here, who knows, short time. But it's a photo booth. It's some kind of a really, you know... I looked inside, and they kind of ask a bunch of questions. You type a couple things in a thing, and you can stand in front of a mirror, and then you go have your photo taken, and I guess maybe it digitizes and makes you look the best you can or something like that. But I haven't tried it yet, but that's what it is. You just walk through, and it's free. I guess they let you have your photo. I don't know, but at any rate, I'm going to check it out. But I got some stuff to do at the moment, and I just thought I'd get out. I'd like to make a quick video here for you guys. But as I walk along here, I want to get to the step 2 of what I was talking about the other day, not just that photo booth that I didn't know what it was, and not just the big black cube, the Alamo, which is in jail. I talk about that every time I'm over here now. But the other 2 things, well, let me go over this side. I don't want to go too far down here, because the guy on the end that has a little book stand that he pops in front of this wall, when I was making a video of the terrible graffiti on this wall on the Cooper Union, this iconic building, is being just... Here's a guy taking a pee right there. How about that? You see? That's disgusting. This is what's happening because of this scaffolding they've got, because they're doing this renovation work. It's like people doing stuff like peeing under here. Oh God. Selling their books under here and making graffiti like you would not believe. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All the way along the entire block. This is a landmarked, iconic building dating back to the 1800s. Abraham Lincoln gave a speech just before announcing he was a presidential candidate back in, you know, the 1860s. So, yeah, anyway, that's terrible. And I won't go further down the block here, because if the guy with the bookseller guy, he threw the finger at me the other day, and I didn't want to get into a confrontation with him, and I know if I let him throw the finger at me again, I'm going to go over there and kick his ass. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm not I'm very polite to people, even if he wants to be an ignorant jerk. Anyhow, so I'm not going to turn the camera that way. But then now the third thing I want to show real quickly, if I can get through this traffic, is, don't kill me, folks. Okay. Is over here, I showed you the other day, where the Keith Haring sculpture, which had been here for a few years, and then it disappeared and was gone for about 1.5 years or more. And I mentioned that they had been working on the base down there, and all of a sudden the other day I came by and there was a sculpture. It was back, and it was all wrapped up in plastic and you couldn't see it. So now I'm out here today and doing these little errands and whatever, making this short video, and look, it's the Keith Haring sculpture. Look it up. Google him if you don't know anything about Keith Haring. He's passed away, but he was a, modern artist. Very famous. Right in this area. He had his studio just a couple blocks from here. And he actually, I believe, I'm not quite sure, I can't remember it all, but I think he had these characters. You see this character here? And he was kind of famous for this kind of thing, or this art, or these characters. And he actually at some point, I believe he hired crews of artists that would, turn these things out, and they were on everything. They were on t-shirts, just commercialized it all. And at some point, I mean, look at it, there were people that were doing his art, and he still gets the credit for it or whatever. But Google it, Keith Haring. I think it's Haring. And he's an artist. You can do that if you want to. I'm sure nobody will. But at any rate, the 2 or 3 of you that watch my videos, I thought I'd tell you that. Then on the other side of the street, if I could get across quickly, is the garden that I showed you that the guys were working. I mean, I don't know if you watch my videos. I know only about 3 or 4 people do. But, I walked over there, and I'm always complaining about the garden hadn't been taken care of and blah, 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 and it looks terrible now and blah, blah, blah. Well, there were guys working in the garden the other day, so I stopped and talked to them. And they told me, what they were doing and putting in flowers and everything. And I said, great, you're doing great. Looks good. Well, let's take a peek. Of course, it's going to be sparse still because they just planted lots of flowers and stuff the other day. But also you can see the flowering, and I think it's a cherry blossom tree, I believe, because one of my gardener friends, when I made the video, he came on and said, that's a cherry blossom tree. Another friend thought it was a dogwood tree, and I don't know what the hell. Okay, all right, let's go. There it is over there in the distance. It's got the pink flowers. Usually they look a little, maybe it's not fully out yet, but it doesn't look as vibrant as it usually does to me. But I think maybe the flowers are just little. They're not fully sprouted yet. I think that's all that is. We'll find out. We'll keep looking. But anyway, here's the garden, and you can see completely cleared out. It's got all the mulch and everything. There's plenty of space. But look at all the flowers they've planted. They just did this, and some of them haven't even sprouted yet. Like these buds are not even sprouted out of these yet. But a lot of them are sprouting, and some of the little flowers on the tree here are actually falling into the water. And of course the pigeons are enjoying themselves. They're always in here scavenging. Anyway, so I'm just checking it out for you. See nice flowers. Sometimes the severe weather, like you can see the little flaky buds in the water there and whatever. So hopefully they're not falling off early, because they might be. They really haven't had a chance to get full bloom, and it's always so beautiful when it happens. This tree's finally getting some green sprouting, but it's been slow. Anyway, but I should mention what this is. This is a sundial, folks. I never always say the water in there and whatever. It's not a fountain. It will hold water, which is always confusing to me. I don't know why it doesn't drain. They just wait till it dries out, I guess, because it just gets all dirty and funky. And there's never been any fountain or anything. So and it's also was supposed to light up, I believe, when it was first put in here around that little sundial thing. And they've never lit up or anything. It's getting a little rusty. That's one of the things I was talking about. They need to come back. I remember an artisan who put this in. He did all this cement work in there and all this stuff. And, they have never maintained it that well. So hopefully they're going to come back maybe and scrape a little of that rusty area. I got stuff in my arm, so that's why I'm not able to get close. I'll try. Here we go. You can see the rust. See that rust there? And how hard would that be to scrape that up and clean it and give a little paint job on that thing? Yeah, so we'll see. But at any rate, you see the S for south. You see the east. You see the N for north. Excuse me. And the deal is, it's true north. Like I'm in the East Village, and we got north, south, east, west. As you look at the avenues and everything, but the East Village is actually askew. It's not directly north. When you go up
the avenue there. It's going north, yeah, but the actual north is more on an angle, like through that building there. If you see where the end is, you see how it's kind of, I don't know if you can tell or not, but where the end faces north, it's kind of going off in the west there direction. So that is indicating true north. Small point, but you know, they got buildings over here that even have like true north and whatever, you know, I don't know what the deal is, why. So anyhow, that's it. That's all I got. Oh, I got stuff in my arms, that's why I'm not making very good video. But that's the thing. Everything's getting better with the gardens and springtime coming. I mean, springtime's here. You know, it's just beautiful stuff and beautiful little flowers coming up. And now I wonder if they're going to put any bushes. Or they used to put, you know, bushes and different non-flowering plants all around the areas of where in between the flowers. And hopefully maybe they'll get back to that too. I have photographs and such from years past. That's why I talk about it all the time, because it really used to be so much nicer than it has been in a long time. But it's getting better. So at least they planted some flowers and all that. That's all I got for you today, folks. So I'm going to get off before anybody that accidentally gets on here throws a finger at me again or something. I don't know why. Usually people are pretty good with, they see me making a video and I'm walking by, but every once in a while somebody gets ticked off that, oh, you're taking my videos. Yeah, I'm making you a star, you know, get the help. Oh, sorry. Anyhow, you know, like the guy that threw the finger at me the other day. It's like, I wasn't even taking a video of him. I happened to pass by with the graffiti that he was in front of. And, you know, maybe he was on camera for about 1 second or something. You know, it's one of those deals. Like, if they throws a finger at me. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, so that's it, folks. I'm back here at my block, St. Mark's Place, you see. St. Mark's Place. And I'm going to say goodbye for now. JJB Tin Man, Views of NYC, signing off. Bye-bye.